Final question on this review is another one that will just have you begging for a calculator, but you don't need it. It's a good question. It has to do with the Richter scale, which you've probably heard of, measuring earthquakes. Okay? And it's on a logarithmic scale. And so when you think about earthquakes, you think about a Richter scale of 4, and you're like, okay, 4, cool. And then they say 5, and you're like, okay, so not much worse than a 4, right? But it is. It's a lot worse than a 4. It's 10 times as bad. Okay, because we're talking about a logarithmic scale of base 10. Okay, because there's no base listed here, we know it's a 10. And what do they tell us? A is the measure of the amplitude of an earthquake. So if you're looking at a wave like this height right here is the amplitude. Okay, and so if you have an amplitude, the smallest detectable one is what's in blue right there, and then we have an earthquake, boom, it goes like this. Okay, that's what they're talking about, A and A naught. So it says that in California there's an amplitude that is 1,000 times as great as A naught. So A is 1,000 times A naught. So the Richter scale, log of 1,000 A naught divided by A naught, well, it's just log of 1,000. And what's log of 1,000? Like, I don't know. Okay, so it's saying 10 to what power equals 1,000? Well, it's 10 times 10. That would be 10 to the second power. 10 to the second power is 100. If we multiply by 10 again, we get to 1,000. So that would be a 3 on the Richter scale. So that amplitude is 1,000 times greater than the smallest one we could detect, and it's only a Richter scale of 3. All right, so what does a 9 on the Richter scale look like? So 9.0, that's an R of 9. So 9 equals log, I'll put the base 10 of A over A naught. So that means 10 to the 9th power is A over A naught. If I multiply by A naught on both sides, you'll see that that means that the amplitude of this earthquake is 10 to the 9th times as much as A. That's a 10, 9 zeros. So much bigger. When you talk about a 9 on the Richter scale, we're talking about a huge, huge, huge earthquake.